Mathematical reality. 14 times 14 is the highest number, duplicating itself. It also says and DNA, Neo Anderson, and the number 1. Okay, equals to 196. Plus 1, plus 4, plus 1 and 4 equals 5. And 5 is 10, is 206, becomes 266. This is the same number that reflects in the moon. At the same time, it's 28, which equals to 224. 224 is 22. I'm just trying to look on the other side. Is 22, 224. Space, 44, the numerological count, plus 180 for all letters that are under I. The letter I, add 60, 60, 60 per number on the clock. Everybody gets its own clock. The letter C is a vowel. This is the C, which is 20, which is also related to the U letter, the 21st letter. Space equals to 35 plus 9, 44. Standard and Poor, found on the left side of the calculator, under 1, 4, and 7, or under 19 and 16, in which 16 is in the lower part, 1 to 18, and 19 is the first number, going from 19 to 36. 224, the same number, covers 180-degree space. Everything is 180 degrees, because after 180 degrees, okay, you're on the left side, top and bottom. You're on the right side, top and bottom. You're on the left and right, only on the top. The left and right, only on the bottom. The horizontal as to this space, okay, is a diameter on a square. Square equals to 21. Okay, 21. Where do we get this 21? We're going to go down to time. I keep speaking about moon and everything, and cycle of George, G and E, which is 7 and 5. 7 and 5 is a representation. I'm going to have to find that piece of paper where 7 and 5 come together. 7 comes from 6 and 8, where 6 is plus 1 and 8 is minus 1. And on the dice cube, okay, 1 and 8 go together because there's 8 ghosts. And 6 and 1 go together because of the 3 ghosts, where 1 slips in between. And this is the 2, right? 1 and 2 in between this, but it's not the same 1 and 2 as in the diameter here. Okay, because this 1 and 2, this is shorter than this angle. Now, it may sound confusing because some things I'm not scientifically inclined as to per teaching how people can understand. I teach the way I think people can understand, and sometimes and many times I go too quick. Why? Because I'm learning myself. So why do I come on here? Because what happens if I forget and somebody noticed something that I haven't said yet? They're going to tell me and teach me while I'm trying to help the people see things that they're missing. Inside of time or timer is 47, 20, 29, 39, 42, 47. 42 represents a cat. Remember, we add this up individually at a time, right? We add it up individually at a time. And it gets, you go left to right, right to left, in between. We have to find out the combinations. Let's get back to 224, which equals to 112, which equals to 56. And 56 is how everything begins. Let me see that 56. Here's your 56, which is 11. Here's your 1 and 2. 21, 56, 65. 65, white. 65, number 7. 56, number 3. 56, number 3. 65, number 7. 7 and 3 creates 21, the cube, and 10, which is all the angles of this cube. It me, or hit me, or the IT system, reflecting to number 29. 7 times 4 is 28, plus 1 is 29. That is the cycle of the moon. 18 is the 666, and it moves the ocean. 13 and 5 is the orange. Okay, the orange ball and pool, the 13 ball and the 5 ball, equaling to the letter R, says M-E-R, in French it's ocean. Look it up. Okay, something I didn't do. Okay, so this is time equals to 47. The moon equals to 57, and 5 times 7, 5 plus 7. 5 times 7 is 35. 5 plus 7 is 12, equals to a total of 47. These two go together. 7 times 4 is 28, the cycle of the moon. 7 plus 4 is 11, and that 29 is the birth in Venus and Pluto. What is 9? 9 is everything you want it to be and more, because 9 is what covers the face. There is no other number but 9. 9 is a reflection of all, because this is 1 and 8, which is 9, but 9 is the same thing as saying 0. 0 is a circle with the 1 dot saying I am the center of all. So all is now 9. 1 and 8 is the A and H letter, and the A and A letter saying that 8 to heaven is also the angel A. Why? Because in the piano or numerology, counting by gematria, which is a system 1 to 7, which is the same thing as in the crap game, which is the same thing in the pool table, because the pool table is 7 balls, and 1 in between. Low is 36. L is 12, 1 and 2 is 3. 0 is 15th letter, 1 and 5 is 6, 36. This will equal 29, low. High equals to 89, same as it is, 8 and 9, which is the same letter. Split between two sides, split above and below. Here is your moon, 13 times 15, A, E, and I. This is your angle on your calculator, A, E, and I, in which 1 and 9 equal to 10, 5 and 5 equal to 10. 5 and 1 equals to 6. This is the S letter, 19, and the O letter, which represents half, because the 5 looks like an S, and the O looks like a 0, equaling to 50. 50 is half of something. Did I make that up? 15 times 15 is 225, equivalent to 2 circles. 22 for life. 225. 75 divided by 5, which is the word for George, 7 and 5, G and E. Okay, this is also representation of Mars, and 2, 3, 4 is the vibration. It fits in between. It doesn't matter what numbers we have. 2, 3, 4 is in between. It's just like, I know I'm going off subject, but I won't go there yet. We're going to continue with this. 14 times 14 is the max, because it's 196. 15 times 15 equals to 210. This next number, okay, represents time again, because 21 is the cube for 6, which is the arrow that goes through it. You throw an arrow, it goes through the heart, and it gets 1. Why? Because side to side on the calculators are all about 1s, right? 4 to 5, 6 to 5, 1 to 2, and the calculator in Fibonacci, see the way there's 8 between this one and 4 between this one? Because the moon, or whatever the angle of the passing arrow, has to be on this angle. Why do I say that? Because this is 4 and this is 8, so one has to be a greater angle than the other. See the way this comes forward? So between this angle and this angle, it'll mean one thing, reasoning for 3 and 7. And then the other angle, I'm not exactly sure how to do this, between 1 and 9 has to equal to 8, which is plus 8 plus 4 equals to 2 to 1 value. So we're going to go back over here. This is your moon value. Now I didn't do 1 times 3. Okay. 3 times 1. 1 times 3 times 1 alternate current equals to 1, which is 11 times 11 times 11 is 1331. 3 times 5 is 15. 15 times 5 is 75. Times 4 is 300, becomes 366. 366 days in a year. Why didn't I count the ones? Because it doesn't matter. When you're multiplying, all ones are jumped over. When you see the 0, everything comes back to 0 again. Why does it come back to 0? I can't actually say, because it's the arrow going through the center and nothing else counts but that arrow. So we have 210, 435, 535, 630. 630 becomes 636, becomes 27 and 27 equals 54. The moon equals the sun out of this calculation. 195 plus 4 plus 6 is 205, becomes 265, which is beta, okay, in the F system. E and F is 5 and 6. Anytime you have, like Nibiru is represented inside of this, the polars are 1 and 2, you are on the off dice. In craps, it's the off dice. So if I had to go into science and look, what does it mean? Are we off the moon or on the moon? Are we going through the moon or around the moon? Maybe we don't even need the moon at all. Maybe the moon is in us. If we're not here, the moon is not there either. The one moon, the two hemispheres. Okay, the receiver, the one receiver for the two hemispheres. I'm just trying to look a little bit deeper. 195 plus 5 is 200, plus 3 is 203, becomes 263, 264, 265. 105, 195, let me do this again, is 200, 203, 204, 205 is what we get into this, becomes 265. 28 is 223. 223, any 22, 22, 22 is all about life. 22, V for life, it's the division of life. This is the cycle of the moon, or the spirit of the cycle in the moon. 182, 2 and 8 become Venus. 20, okay, 0 becomes 6, 6 and 2 becomes the 8. So 2 and 8 will always work together, because 0, 2 is the letter B, K, and T. Okay, seagulls. Trying to understand the seagulls. What does it mean? I don't know. We're not going to go there right now. I'm going to go back to this page over here. 6 times 6 times 6, 216, or 9 days of the Mayan calculator count. That's why we're going with 666, because this all has to do with the Mayan. Times 6 equals 1296, which is another count. I don't remember this figure or where it came from. This brings the zero accelerator. Alternate current, inside creation, east-west, which means east-west is this dice turning around this way, which is 4 sides, which equals to 14. North-south equals to 7, because it's got 2 sides going up and down. Now, you go inside this end, and you come out this end. The other 4 sides work with each other because they turn around each other, saying if I was a satellite, I'll be picking up everything all around. We can look at it that way. We can also look at it this way. If it goes in over here, right, it might come out over here. Why is that? Because you can't come out over here. This one goes in here, comes out here. 1 goes through 1, right? Just I need the question. I'm asking the question. Which way can we do it? I need to hear other people's inputs. This is ITME, the IT system. This is your 7 times 3, 7 plus 3 is 21, and 10 is 31. 0 gets 6 is 37, and we start the same rotation again. Over and over and over. 7 and 3 is 7 and 3 and 7 and 3. What does it say inside numbers? 7 and 8. Where do we get 7 and 8? I'm just trying to see myself where I get the 7 and 8. I added something inside of ITME. Irregardless, 21, 31. Okay, where do I get 7 and 8? It's bothering me. I'm showing you this, and now it's bothering me. But do remember that if you look at the 6, 7, and 8 card, which is 21, take away 3. It's 18 plus 1 plus 2, because 1 must squeeze between 2. Let's go back to this one more time. 9 is all of the 9 numbers. 9 and 0, or 9 and 7, representing again the gateway, 313. You play 3 games, I play 3 games. The total is not 6 games, it's just 3 games. We're 2 teams. We each played 3 games, but it's not 6 games. It takes 2 of them to play the games. So 6 equals 3. 1 between 2. 9 is all, because it's 9 to a face. This face is 1 and 8. This face is 2 and 7. This face is 6 and 3. This face is 5 and 4. 5 and 4 represents the sun. So 5 and 4, 6 and 5 is 11. 4 and 3 is 7. Okay, so 5, 6, we got 14 all the way around. And we have 8 spaces. We have 4 spaces is 12. 3 spaces is 15. And 7 spaces is 22. We have 22 and 14 on that side. And on this side, we have 7. And we have 6, and we have 5, 11. So we have 11 and 7 on one side, and on the other side, okay, we have 14 total in dots, but 3 here, 4 here is 7, 8 here is 15, and 7 here. So it's 22. 22 and 14, which is 4 and 5. The number in the sun when it's that way. If I flip it another way, will it be different? Let's try it. 8 and 3 is 11 up. Okay, let's try it another way. 5 means 4 up. 2 means 7 up. 4 missing, 7 missing is 9. This is 9, 11. 5 and 2 is 9, 11. And 1 and 6 is 8 and 3, 11. So it's 9, 11 on this cube. So that's your 9, 11. 1 and 6 and 5 and 2. 5 and 2 represents Earth. 1 and 8 represents the R letter, or Ra, R-A-H, because 1 and 8 as the 18th letter. Just like M and E is 13 and 5. It says the ocean, but it also doesn't represent Ra, that's Mare. Although I have 2 18s, one says Mare, the other one says ocean, the mother of the ocean, only because of what the difference is on this cube bar. One other thing I wanted to get into very, very quickly and I hate to do anything quickly, is go back to the moon. Although the moon has a 57 count, right, we have to add on another 12 because the Z letter and the N letter are the same thing. So add 12 more to the moon, and the moon becomes number 69. The M becomes the W. The O stays the same, but O and O together create 8. 4 people sit around this table. 4 people sit around this table. The food gets thrown in the middle. When you put these two tables together, you get 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here is 4, 5, 6. Now 8 equals 6, 707, 808, because you're removing the center of the table if you want to look at it that way. The other last thing we're going to add into this video is the reality. The reality is here. Here's all your pluses. Why? The continuation of the next area. There's no empty space. We're talking about coordinate space. There's no empty space, meaning that I'm counting all the space. If you put a game over this, what you use and what you don't use, we don't care about. We want to know the area that's there, and we'll calculate. You want to go buy, you buy a piece of plywood. It's 4 feet by 8 feet. We don't care what you use. You're buying the whole piece of plywood. So this square, okay, is 360 degrees, not around, 360 degrees, let's say square, or should we just go into diametricals and horizontals? No, I'm just going to go around it square. I need to square things off before I do anything else and use area space, right? Area space equals to area 1, area EA, right? EA equals to O, so it's arrow space. So we have to understand what arrow is. Arrow, the O comes with the W, so it is the arrow. AR equals to 19. EA equals to 6, equals to number 25. 1 area space is 1/4. Why? When you put this on the quarter, this area over here counts for this whole design over here. Okay, let's go. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 sides, right? But the minute I cut this like this, I have automatically 1 corner here, 1 corner here. We're going to look at it this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That means 8 is part of 360, but 360 part of this, and all these are missing because we broke down our square into an octangle. This is the original. This is the way it gets broken down. This is the original. 4 times 90, 360. This is broken down 45. 8 by 45. 45 is half of 90. Therefore, the stop for the area space is cut in half. Take all these 4 corners, flip this corner into this corner, remove it. Take these 3 corners, and how much of this square would be actually left if you minus this, this, this? If you take a close look, it takes 1 square and 1.5 square and a half square. In order to do that, I can do it really small and do it in 1 box, but I'll never have any leftovers. So I have to find out how much area space will be left over after I cut off these corners. Take all these corners and put it here. Well, you have 1, 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 are missing, and what is the value? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 6 by 6, 36. 36 take away 8 is 28, and 8. That's your area space I calculate for the moon. And you also have to understand that if you do work anything, we're removing the inside area to make it bigger. And we move this out. So we have area space to move. We grind out the center. We drill a hole in it. But anyways, like I said, the square is 360. The 8 means automatically you have retouched up your square. You want to make a circle, all the area space you lose. This is the main thing. Here, you can go draw 1 line, 2 lines, 3 lines, 4 lines. Here, the diameter is 1 line, 2 lines, and that's it. There's only 2 lines in this. So the beta world is square because it has 2 lines. But the beta world here has 8. 4 times 2, 9 lives of the cat. The dot goes in the center. You take the 4 areas in the center. 4 equals to the 9 possible areas of the cat, which is a square here, a square here, a square here, a square here, a square of 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 8, 12, 4, 8, 12, 4, 8, 12. Go to the roulette table. It's a total of 36. This is a total of 36. Anyways, that's what I basically wanted to do, and we're going to finish off on this. Let's just make it the happy days. 1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rocks. 5 equals to 10. and 24, X and X. 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, rock. 9, 10, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, rock. We're going to rock around the clock tonight when the clock strikes 1, and so forth. And all this music, okay, even though you would say, well, why is Hollywood doing this? Or why did they do this? Or even the numbers, okay, on sports team suits. Okay, the design of every single team, it's done because it's in the system and we have no idea that we're doing this, but we are doing it. Okay, we don't notice it because the expert, the professional, the diplomas that help us find the difference and the separation of the reality that doesn't count for anything, because look how nice it looks. That doesn't count. Raphael 7286 and a constellation of Pegasus, a 753 video. I am happy with this, very happy. Why do I do these videos? Because I talk to myself. When I started this 10 years ago, and I'll mention this all the time because there's always somebody new, you can hang up right now, but when I started 10 years ago, it was all about, I don't know why I'm doing this, I don't know why I'm noticing it, but I'm going to save it all. Because just in case it has any value at all, I'm not going to be pissed off that I didn't think about it. And every single one of you that says something to me is building on my confidence, is building in my memory. Because when you ask me something that I've answered 100 times, if I say something to you that you see different, that nobody else saw, and that you realize something that nobody else did and neither did I, then you will be actually teaching me something. We need to know that Himalayan salt is better than the regular iodine salt thrown on the table. I learned that because of you. I learned a lot of things because of you. You, Mr. Anderson, Red Deer Anderson DNA in Alberta. Thank you for watching The Bear